Hi, I'm Hannah from Hannah's Hobby, and I'm going to give you 2 tips today, one from last week and one from this week. The first tip I'm going to give you is don't worry too much about your mistakes. The second tip I'm going to give you is take your time on your projects. So we'll start with the second one. Always take your time on your projects. When you rush through things, you tend to make more mistakes. When I'm in a hurry, I know I make a lot of mistakes. So I try to take my time and do it slower and concentrate what I'm doing instead of rushing through it and trying to get it done. If I have a timeline to get stuff done, then I make sure I start it well enough ahead of time that I will have plenty of time to do it and have plenty of time to fix my mistakes if I make one. So always take your time when you're doing a project. To go with that, the second tip was to not worry too much about your mistakes. When you tend to rush through things, you will usually make a mistake, whether it be your seams not lining up or you sewn the wrong piece to a different piece that wasn't supposed to be sewn or whatever. So I'm going to show you one of my mistakes that I've made on my quilt. If it was a customer's quilt, I would have got different fabric or more fabric and fixed it. But since it's my quilt, I made do with what I had and what it was like. So I'm going to show you the mistake that I made, and then I'll tell you what to do with your mistake. So I'm going to flip you around here. So this star right here is one of the blocks in my quilt that I made. And as you can tell, this piece is one piece. The blue is one piece, and then I sewed a gray piece on this corner here. And all of these pieces are supposed to be one piece. But if you look over here on this one, there's a seam right here. I sewed the wrong piece to this section, and I had to go back and fix this piece. I didn't have any more of this fabric. So this is what I did. I sewed a little piece here, and if you look back, you can't even tell that that piece is there. So I'm going to flip you around again. So when you make a mistake on a project and you have a piece that is sewn to the wrong piece like I did and you don't have any fabric left, before you rip it out or before you redo it, set your project down and come back to it with, it doesn't matter, like 20, 30 minutes, an hour, whatever you have, just set it down and then come back to it later. When you come back to it, try to find your mistake. If your eye does not go right to your mistake, then it's probably okay. And if you want to do that again, if you can't find it the first time, go back to what you were doing, leave your project alone for a little bit longer, and then go back and look at your project and try to find your mistake a second time. If you can't find your mistake the first or second time, then leave your mistake where it's at, because you won't be able to tell once your quilt is completed. That piece that I showed you, I tried to point it out to my husband after I got it done, and I could not find the mistake. He looked and looked, and he could not find the mistake. So chances are, if you don't see the mistake the first time or the second time when you make the mistake, then you probably won't notice it when your quilt is finished. So it's better off just to leave it how it is and then not worry about it. If it bothers you a lot, then you can take it out. But if you can't see it, then just leave it. That's my rule when I make a mistake. If I don't see it the first or second time when I look for it, I leave it. If I look right at it when I look at my quilt, then I know I probably need to fix it. So that's my tip for today and last week. The first tip I told you was take your time on your projects and do your projects slow. Don't rush through them. The second tip was to watch your mistakes. If you can't find it the first or second time, leave it alone. If your eye goes right to it when you look at it, then you probably need to fix it. So if you have any questions, let me know. Like my Facebook page. Share my information with your friends and family. If you need a project quilted or you need help working on a project, just let me know. Have a good night.